Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about a job title that you've probably heard of, but maybe you're not totally sure what it is: the Chief Happiness Officer. It's a role that's quietly changing how we think about work. Okay, so let's just get right to it. The big question, right? Is this whole happiness thing at work just fluff? Is it just a nice perk, or can it actually be a serious business strategy? Can it really, truly drive results? Let's find out.
Okay, so the person at the center of all of this, the one making it happen, is the happiness manager. You'll often hear them called by their formal title, the Chief Happiness Officer, or just CHO for short.
This role isn't actually brand new. It started popping up back in the 2000s. And you gotta understand, this isn't just some trendy, feel-good title. A CHO has a really specific mission. They're there to intentionally, systematically build a positive culture. The whole point is to turn a company into what's known as a positive organization. You know, a place where people aren't just showing up to clock in and out, they're actually thriving.
And this is so important to get. A CHO isn't just the party planner or the person who brings in bagels on Friday. Nope. Think of them more like a certified leader who's also a pro at managing big changes. And here's the kicker. They use the actual science of happiness to make the business run better. It's that mix of, heart and hard data that really makes this role a game changer. Okay, this is where it gets super interesting. The work of a CHO isn't just based on, gut feelings or random ideas. It's actually grounded in decades of real, solid research. And that research comes from a field called positive psychology. And having that scientific foundation, that is everything. It's what takes the whole idea of happiness at work from being just a simple perk, like a ping pong table in the break room, and turns it into a core business strategy. It makes it just as vital as finance or operations. So how do they do it? Well, you can pretty much break down this science into a practical framework. Think of it as four main pillars. These pillars are what guide pretty much every single thing a chief happiness officer does. First up, we have pillar number 1, plus we. This is all built on a super simple human truth, right? We're social animals. It's all about realizing that our relationships at work are a huge deal. So you have to intentionally build teams that are connected, where working together isn't just something you have to do, it's the very foundation of how you get amazing things done.
Okay, pillar 2 is positive chemistry. I love this one. It's basically about hacking our own brain chemistry for good. A CHO will bring in practices that are specifically designed to release those feel-good brain chemicals. Things like dopamine, that little buzz you get when you achieve a goal. That's it. And oxytocin, which is often called the bonding hormone. That's what gets flowing when you feel trust and get recognized by your team.
Then there's the third pillar, being. This one goes a little deeper. It's not just about being happy at your job, it's about finding real fulfillment through your job. This means focusing on personal growth, always learning new things, and really connecting your own sense of purpose with what you do every day. That's what makes work feel truly meaningful. And last but not least, pillar number 4 is plus discipline. Now, this one might surprise you, because when you think happiness, you don't usually think discipline. But here's the thing. Happiness can't grow in chaos. This pillar is all about making sure there are clear rules, fair processes, and a good balance between freedom and responsibility. That structure, well, that's what makes people feel safe.
Okay, so that's the theory, the big ideas. But what does this look like in the real world? How does a CHO take these 4 pillars and turn them into actual things you can see and feel at your job every day? Let's take plus we. In practice, this means actively designing ways for people to connect. That could be something like organizing actual in-person get-togethers, which is huge in our hybrid world. Or maybe it's setting up mentoring programs where different generations can learn from each other. Or even just building a simple system where giving a shout-out to a coworker becomes a normal, celebrated part of the day. Now, for positive chemistry. To get those good brain chemicals flowing, a CHO might introduce some really simple but powerful habits. For instance, you could start meetings with a quick gratitude round. That'll get the oxytocin going. Or how about making a really big deal out of celebrating wins, even the little ones? That's a great dopamine hit. And just encouraging people to take real, actual breaks, that's huge for preventing burnout and helping everyone recharge. And what about being? Well, that's all about investing in people's growth. In practice, this could look like offering personalized training plans or helping people figure out how their personal goals fit with their career path. Another big one is giving them a chance to work on projects that have a real social or environmental impact. That helps connect what you do every day to a much bigger purpose.
Finally, let's talk about discipline. In practice, this is really just about creating clarity and fairness for everyone. It means having transparent processes so everybody knows the rules of the game. It means setting objectives that are crystal clear, and it means creating remote work policies that are fair and balanced for the whole team. It's all about building an environment where people feel trust and know what to expect.
So you take all these pillars, you put all these practices into action. What's the end game? What's the whole point? Why would a company invest in a chief happiness officer anyway?
And this really sums it up perfectly. It's a win-win. The goal is to help every single person reach their full potential. And when you do that, you naturally create a company that's more attractive, more innovative, and way more productive for everybody. All right, so to wrap this up, I want to leave you with something to think about. Looking back at all those practical ideas we just talked about, what's just one small thing, maybe a gratitude ritual or a mentoring program or even just clear goals that could make a real difference and boost the happiness where you work? Just something to chew on.